how-to video for SAP Business One for how to generate checks, use the payment wizard to generate checks, and then also to print checks. Now, first thing I'm going to show you is how to generate checks in the system. Now, there's a couple of different ways to do this. Now, the first way we're going to do it is through an AP invoice. So I have an invoice already up here, and let's say I want to pay this invoice, and I want to pay by check. So I open Payment Means by clicking the little Payment Means icon, and it's going to bring up my payment means here for check. And I'm going to simply add in the full amount, and we're going to say that we're going to pay that, and we're going to add that payment. Now we've added a payment for $75 for that business partner there, and that will end up in our check to be printed. Now, next way we're going to show you is through outgoing payments. So same concept here, except you can do more in bulk here, but let's use the same example here in same business partner. So going to the same business partner, we're going to select one of the outgoing payments here. So we're going to select one for $6.50. Same thing. Go into Payment Means, add our amount, OK, and then add. And you have the capability to add more than one invoice and pay them all at once. Now, next way we're going to show you is through the Payment Wizard. Now, to access the Payment Wizard, we go into our menu here, we go to Banking, and then we go to Payment Wizard. And it's going to launch the Payment Wizard here. Now, next thing we'll do is we're going to hit Next. We're going to start a new payment run. And we have some options here. We're going to define some parameters. So do you want to run it today? Let's just say we'll run it today's date. And what do we want to recommend here? So in this scenario, we want to do outgoing payments and we want to do checks. This also has the capability of doing incoming payments as well. Now, some other things here, numbering series, we're just going to leave this all alone here, and we can leave our payment amounts, but these are options as well. So we're going to click Next. And we're going to select our business partner. So you have the ability to select multiple, or in this scenario, we're just going to go back to our one business partner. And we're going to add them. Like I said, you have the ability to add multiple if you'd like. Now we have our business partner here. We're going to go to Next, and here's our document parameters. So what documents are we looking for? Now I know we do need a due date on here. And we can put in, tolerance days, cash discounts, document dates, things like that. But the minimum you need here is posting date and due date, and then we can continue on through. Now, once we hit Next, this is our GL account to where we're going to pay from. So we're going to choose from outgoing checks here. Now, once we hit Next, we're going to get some recommendations here. Now we have a recommendation report here, and what it's going to do is when we open our drop down here, it's going to recommend a few things. So it's going to recommend we pay all three of these invoices that are in the system for this particular vendor. Here are the amounts, and it's going to be by outgoing check. So we're going to hit Next. And then here we want to save these options? We have the ability to create and save payment runs, so that if you want to save a scenario that you can run on a any kind of basis here, you can save it to run later. For this one, we're just going to execute. It's going to generate payment documents. Just a warning. We want to say yes. It has been executed, and what it did was it added one payment and one check. Now we're going to show you the document that it's created here. So what we have is we have outgoing payments here, and here's our document. Now what it did was it did one payment for all three of these invoices here, and you can see a breakdown of what you paid for with that one particular check. Now the next step in the process is going to print these checks. Now what that's going to be in checks for payment. In document printing. There's a quick way to get there from the Payment Wizard, so I'm going to show you two ways to get there. So the first way would be to, in the end of your Payment Wizard here, and probably the easiest would be to select Checks, click Print, and it'll launch. Now otherwise, it's in our menu here, and it can be found in several different areas, but how you would get there is you'd select it from your menu and you just make sure the document type is checks for payment here, and then we can proceed. Now we have our document printing up here, and we're going to put our posting date in here to make sure that we have it covered through the date range we want to print here. Print checks. Important to know if they haven't been printed yet, or if you're reissuing. Want to make sure that's selected. What bank account that we're running through here, and then if you'd like, we can do this. And let's say that we do want to do the same business partner from the scenario. We're going to select our business partner, add them here. Then let's go ahead and click OK. So now we have our print checks for payment here. It's going to define our next number here in the series. If we would like, we could change this, but we'll leave it here. It will pick the next number in order, and this is going to be a sum of what we'd added to the system there through the payment wizard. And so when we do this, we're going to hit print. I'm going to print. It's going to just give me a warning message to make sure that we have the stock paper in here, that it's starting with check number 3, and when we're ready, we're going to click OK. And once we click OK, it's going to give me a breakdown of the checks that were printed. So it's going to assign the check numbers here. So if I had more than one, there would be they would increase here. Now in here we need to confirm that we've actually printed these. So we can leave these in unconfirmed status. We can change these to confirmed, damaged, not printed. This will tie back to our document printing of whether it was been printed or not. So let's say I leave that there, and let's say I have more than one. What I can do is I can change them all in bulk. Let's say they all confirmed. I update, and that completes the process here. Now the last step, I'm going to show you what printed here on a PDF. And this won't look like much. This is the template to be printed on the stock paper, but it's going to show you that I have a stub, a check, and a stub here, and that's what will print out on our stock paper. Thank you for watching this video. As always, please reach out to us here at Support One with any questions. Click on the link to subscribe for more content.